Hey guys, Matt Lighty, and the Masteries, the new subsections of notable clusters on the passive tree, was just posted. There's a lot. There's one for basically every single type of whatever, dual wield, bow, accuracy, stat block. We're going to do a cursory overview of them and just see if any catch my eye. I'm sure there are some that are very, very good that I might skip over, but I'm just going to look at the ones, at least, or focus on the ones that to me seem pretty either quality of life or just like stand out. Elemental, a little bit of leech, res, a gain mod, nothing crazy. This is really cool actually. The sword mastery gives you frenzy on a hit, which is very, very, very free. I like that one. That one's very spicy. Axes get enemies are destroyed on kill. This takes care of on death effects, corpses, spooky things like that. Rage on hit, but capped at once every second is still quite nice. So if you just want passively have some rage, maybe not to be used in conjunction with Berserk, which is very, very strong, but just for passive rage generation. Unholy Might is extremely strong objectively. It's a 30% more multiplier, but oftentimes hard to really like scale or utilize because of things like brutality, etc. This is pretty cool flavor, which is just double damage if the attack takes longer than a second. So if you're hitting like super slow, that's kind of cool. Big one honestly here is Mace and Scepters inflict chill, and they also crush. Crush is a very hard thing to get. There's not a lot of instances of it in the game, so kind of spicy. Minion ones just seem to be more forms of damage, which is fine. Free Debilitate for counterattacks. Intimidate on block. They just made the one crit multi per 10 ES just a shield modifier overall. It's kind of cool. Bleed ones seem a little bit uninspired. Totem ones are also kind of wank. I like the placement range. That could be kind of nice for clear. Everything else just seems like meh. +3 levels of crit supports is interesting. Reduced cost of clarity and vitality for life and mana respectively. I don't think it's good, but reflect physical damage equal to 500% of physical damage prevented is the thing. It's thorns, I mean, sure. Increases and reductions to armor also apply to ES at 20% value. It's not a lot, but it's something. Maybe in conjunction with the flat armor per ES on helm. That's 400 flat armor. Still seems kind of low. This seems kind of insane actually. Recover 2% life when you ignite a non-ignited enemy. So if you just hit a pack with whatever your ignite is, Armageddon brand, you could easily recover like most of your life pretty easily. I mean, Fizz to fire conversion, maybe to work in conjunction with Avatar Fire. Aura stuff seems a little uninspired as well. Brand is really interesting. I don't really care about casting additional brands or brand CDR or even recovering mana for brands, but the brands attaching to new targets built in the Masteries is pretty spicy. Also, brand range is very, very good. So max recovery, always good to have for Leech. Recover 15% life when you Warcry does seem like a lot. The attribute ones do seem pretty spicy. 5 strength per allocated mastery passive skill. I don't know if this applies to just masteries and attributes or these any masteries, because this could be pretty good. Lock ones seem kind of meh. Increases strike range could be cool. I like the free maim and blind for a lot of builds. That's kind of spicy. If you're dual wielding, it's just free maim and blind. This seems like a kind of conjunction thing, but you get melee hits fortify, and you kind of have to invest in the max fortify because the melee hits fortify is minimum, so it evens itself out, but still pretty strong. There's some linked memes if you want to play linked stuff. Linked skills can target minions. I don't know the validity of this will be useful, but it's in the game, so that's kind of cool. Giving minions max res is actually kind of nice for some of the tankier Spectre builds. Can't go wrong with triple damage. This one I like the most of anything, which is the ailment and resistance protection masteries. Corrupting Blood, immunity. Maim and hinder, immunity. Impale, immunity. I have the biggest hard-on for full stop immunities. I want all the immunities, and this is like super fucking sexy. I cannot imagine not grabbing this on so many builds, realistically. Eventually. Impale is kind of like more of like I'm doing simulacrum type thing, but I do not want to ever be maimed, hindered, or corrupting blooded, so I think I'm like almost every single build I play I'll be getting this. Granted, once you get a corrupting blood jewel you could drop this, and same for these two, but for the large chunk of the game this is going to be very spicy. I like they gave stun immunity to ES builds built in. This has been something that they've been missing for a long time, so it's not the same value. So if you had 9k ES you'd be getting stunned as if you had 4.5k life, but it's pretty easy to get on a pure ESCI build about 10k ES, which means you have about 5k effective life when it comes to stun mitigation. So very, very nice there. Big old buff to accuracy stacking, potentially. Free power charge on crit with wands, which is kind of redundant for things like power siphon, but still. Free projectile for wands, unnerve on hit for wands. Double leech, int is added to your accuracy. The wand ones seem actually really, really strong for wand builds. Cruelty effect is pretty good. I like that. Chaos ones are a little bit of a meme. The chaos dot per chaos res is interesting. That's kind of cool. It's like a lot of free damage that's also benefiting you having the defensive, so it's kind of like more investment. But this one is like the weirdest one. +1 to all chaos skill gems. Obviously, it's very strong. You lose 10% life in ES when you cast a chaos skill. Yeah, I'm not sure when that's going to be really beneficial, but you know, maybe some sort of, I don't know, I mean, forbidden right type thing, but... And Fizz to chaos conversion, a kind of hard thing to get, honestly. Flasks ones are also kind of meh for me, not a big fan. More ways of conversion for lightning, very good. This seems like probably the strongest one on the entire Masteries I've seen so far, which is lightning damage with non-crits is lucky. I don't think I've seen anything that comes close to that power level. For those who don't know what lucky means, it's kind of hard to describe, I guess. It's basically, imagine, say if you roll one dice, and it's like you roll like a d6, like a 6-sided dice. Whatever number you get, that's what you get, right? Well, lucky means you roll 2 dice and you pick the better of the 2 numbers, right? So I roll a dice and get a 4, I got a 4 and I do 4 damage. If I roll 2 dice and I roll a 3 and a 6, I get to toss out the 3 and keep the 6. That's kind of what lucky does. So yeah, it's very, very, very cool that you get basically, since lightning damage is a very, very, very low bottom end and high top end, huge gap in range of damage, meaning you get to roll that twice and you, on average, way more damage. +1 chain for non-projectile chaining lightning skill, so arc. Way more shock value based off your mana. Your shocks are better. The lightning masteries seem like super fucking strong. +1 intensity, +1 seal for unleash. Charge ones are kind of cool. They give you immunities based off of how many, if you're at max charges or not. And the 100% charge duration is kind of quality of life, so yeah, I don't really mind that too much. Duration ones are interesting. They're more and less, which is like not a whole lot of instances of more multipliers for duration effects, so you know, interesting. Gain 5% of evasion as armor. This one's great. Enemies become chilled as they unfreeze, and they have 30% action speed reduction. Very, very strong. Frenzy when you shatter, so for Frenzy for clear for free, basically. The evasion ones are kind of meh. The increased evasion from your body armor is nice for, you know, builds that just have like a fat 2k evasion chest, but mine ones are like, I don't know, not a big fan. Mines can't be damaged, is nice, but yeah. 8% move while phasing and phasing on kill, that's pretty good. Blind is still kind of a meme, but again, I like immunities, so even being immune to blind is nice. Effective mark is very, very strong. Marks are very, very strong. Sniper's mark is insane. Culling strike on crit is effectively a 10% more multiplier. Nightblade elusive builds just gain 40 multi, so 5 additional traps is a lot of additional traps. 60% trap AoE is a lot of additional AoE, and again, traps can't be damaged. Bunch of suppression stuff. Can't really speak on it too much because I haven't messed around with it, but it exists. Debilitate, you know, that's a thing. Poisons dealing faster, always good. All dots going faster, always good. 3% life on kill for poison things, fantastic. 30% of chaos damage does not bypass ES. I don't know where you really use that. Claw nodes are pretty gross across the board, but claws are kind of undervalued, so yep. More proj speed, less proj speed. Pretty nice from projectile masteries. Overall, that's about all the masteries that really stood out to me. I'm sure there's, again, a bunch that I haven't been able to test with because they're not out yet, and I'm sure there's some that you think, oh, that's insane, you didn't notice it. Well, it just didn't stand out to me. Overall, I think any of the ones that give you life on kill, free charge generation, and especially that lightning one for lucky non-crit damage is particularly degenerate. Masteries seem pretty cool overall. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think are the especially cool masteries, and which ones are the ones I named you liked, or which ones I didn't name, or, you know, let me know what you think. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.